Welcome to Spotlight Torrance, where we're exploring your city. I'm your host, Julie Chan. On today's show, we're taking a closer look at arts and entertainment that's kicking off 2015 here in your city. But first, we're here at the Torrance Art Museum. Let's go inside and find out what's going on. I'm joined by Max Presneal, head curator and director here at the Torrance Art Museum. Max, tell me what you love about your job.
Working with young artists from around the world.
Tell me about this show tonight.
Well, this show is called Sincerely Yours, and it's young painters, mostly from the Los Angeles area, who are dealing with some new ideas regarding romanticism, from the 18th century idealism.
And how did you choose this show?
Well, shows get developed over a course of several years, and it means looking at hundreds of different artists and seeing who fits best into some of the ideas that we want the show to explore.
This show looks very colorful to me and beautiful. Do you think it is because, it's all about romanticism, or what do you think?
I think it's partly that. I mean, there's a thing with LA painters that tends towards brighter colors anyway, as opposed to, say, New York painters. It also, the very topic that the artists engage with and makes them feel very idealistic, and I think colors can reflect that.
And talk about those other two shows that are on display.
Well, the other one is Manifest American Mythic, which is concerned with ideas with contemporary art of how to talk about the effect that the Western genre in the movies has had on our perceptions of America. Mm-hmm. And the video show that we're doing tonight is called Submerged, and it's a curated group show of different videos relating to music.
Well, very interesting. A lot here for you to see, and this show goes on until Saturday, March 7th, so you'll want to come out and check it out. Now we're going to head over to Anne-Marie Williams, who got a chance to check out some rehearsals of Dancing with the Stars of South Bay. Let's go find out who is going to be in the show this year.
Hi, Julie. I'm here with Chris Wolf, Executive Director of the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation, and his professional partner, Larissa Bates, watching and learning what they're doing for this competition. So Chris and Larissa, let's see some of those steps.
Okay, so let's get our weight into the right foot. Your left foot's going to be free. We're taking 3 triple steps going backwards. So starting with that left foot, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 rock step. 1, 2, 3, forward, forward, and forward again, rock step. That's it. Nice job.
Chris Wolf has been an organizer of Dancing with the South Bay Stars since the competition began 4 years ago.
For the past 3 years, my role has been as producer and host. So I would find the dancers, I would pair or work with each couple, make sure that they had their studio time, work with promotions.
But this year, he has taken on the role of contestant.
The board asked me to do it, and I accepted, primarily because I wanted to sort of experience what I put people through every year.
A triple step, rock step, triple, triple.
Although Wolf has behind-the-scenes experience with this competition, he has made sure he has no advantage over any other contestant.
We got rid of anyone that I knew or had a relationship with and brought in new people. I am not allowed in the tabulation room the night of.
Absolutely think that he has done everything, and even more than I think he needs to, honestly, to make sure that he is absolutely on equal ground with everybody else.
Wolf and Bates are one of 12 couples who will compete in a dance style of their choice on February 7th.
So swing was chosen because we thought it was fun. We didn't want to have anything that was too sad, or, we want to bring people up and have something that was upbeat and show a different side of his personality.
And they are hoping to take home the top prize for their charity, the Food for Kids program of the Volunteer Service Center.
Kids have free lunch options at schools, but once they get out of school, like on the weekends, the underprivileged don't really have a lot of options. This organization really helps to feed them.
Toe, heel, 1, toe, heel, 2, toe, heel, 3. We're going to win. We are going to win this thing. I don't think there's any other attitude that we can have, so we're having fun with it, and we're just going to give it our best.
You go around, I come out.
Gosh, you're so good. What happened? Wow.
It's been a lot of fun watching and learning alongside Chris Wolf and his professional dance partner. For Spotlight Torrance, I'm Anne-Marie Williams. Back to you, Julie.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Well, it's great to see Chris on stage. Usually he's behind the scenes over at the Armstrong Theater. Now I'm joined by Brian Ritchie, who is an artist in the show tonight, as well as a co-organizer. How did you come up with the theme?
I organized the show with two other artists, and it's kind of a common subject between our work. We have romantic work, but they kind of like manifest itself in different ways. Like my work's abstract and their work is more representational. So we were just trying to think of like common thread and trend in painting, and that's how we came up with the subject.
And tell me, this painting behind me is one that you did.
Right.
And tell me, you know, it's definitely abstract. Can you tell me some meaning behind it?
For me, the painting process isn't so much about like an image. I think so many paintings are about like making an image, and for me it's more about the paint. And you know, I start with pure pigment, make my own binders, and it's a very like, I'm just in love with paint, and I try to push the boundaries of what I can do with paint.
Well, you've definitely done that. In this room, your paintings are definitely gorgeous and noticeable and pop out. So thank you for doing that for the residents here in Torrance. And how did you decide to come to Torrance to put your stuff on exhibit?
Well, I've known Max for a while, the director of the museum here, and we've done a few projects together, and I just find Torrance kind of like a romantic place. It's like this sleepy town, sleepy beach community. It's Los Angeles is kind of this romantic place for me, and Torrance is kind of like a hidden gem in a way. So I just thought it'd be really cool to do a show down here, and it's like such a beautiful space, and I'm just so thrilled about this show and being a part of it.
Well, congratulations on a fabulous show and a great name for your show. And
thank you so much.
Sure. We're going to take it over to Renee Ng, who's over at the Torrance Theater Company.
Torrance Theater Company's 15th anniversary season celebration continues in downtown Torrance with the opening night of Mrs. Parliament's Night Out.
This is the West Coast premiere of this show. It hasn't been done here in Southern California, or for what we understand, anywhere on this coast. So you get to see it first.
The theater group is on its third show for the milestone season. We caught up with some of those hard at work before opening night to talk about how far the theater group has come.
So the theater company started in 1999 after an absence of about over a decade. The city of Torrance had been producing musicals through the Parks and Rec department in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
1990 was the last year that the city of Torrance did a summer musical for that decade.
The musicals went away after that, but the city eventually brought them back.
In 1999, the current division manager for cultural services decided that maybe it was time that we brought back that tradition. So in 1999, we did our first show at the Armstrong in the summer, and it was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoats. So now we are in the middle of our 15th anniversary.
Through those 15 seasons, the theater group performed at different venues like the Armstrong Theater before finally getting their own space.
There was this push to have the revitalization of downtown Torrance and bringing traffic down here and getting people to see what was happening down here with the different gallery spaces and the antique shops and the restaurants. So we thought the city already has a program that's perfect to generate some exposure to this area, so we moved into this space.
The company has a lot more flexibility and freedom with their own venue.
It's become more of a tighter family, I feel like, here. Getting to do a little bit of everything. Now I'm working on the box office here, and everyone's kind of got their hands here and there, where it's been a really good experience to learn a little bit more about the environment.
They also have a growing audience as their box office numbers are increasing each year.
We now have 400 season subscribers that come to our season, and they're kind of part of our family, and it's been a really interesting dynamic. We're small enough to be able to have those connections with our patrons.
That community support is only part of why the theater group is so successful.
It's that perfect cocktail of having elected officials in this city even through the changes that have always just come on board and said, what's this about? And ooh, we're interested and gotten involved and been supportive.
I think the quality of the shows is a big factor. We really do high quality shows here. We have a variety of actors and a variety of directors, and the ability to do longer runs.
You have to have great talent come in that want to perform and give to the community.
This recent opening night was just proof of how many patrons the theater group has attracted. And that's not all. The group has more in store for their anniversary season.
We have 2 more shows left in the season. So we have The Curious Savage, and we have Steve Martin's Picasso at the La Penagile. Then our friends are doing a big murder mystery dinner at the Doubletree Hotel Father's Day this year, which is going to be their big annual fundraiser.
They'll have their big summer musical at the Armstrong Theater, and new this spring, the group is offering acting classes for adults and teens. You can catch a show of Mrs. Parliament's Night Out at Torrance Theater Company until February 15th. Reporting for Spotlight Torrance, I'm Renee Ng.
I'm joined now by John Choi, a volunteer here at the Torrance Art Museum. John, why do you do it?
I love to doing something meaningful. I just retired 3 years ago, so and I think art is one of my favorite things in life.
That's great. Now, you are not an artist, right? What was your profession?
I'm an electronic engineer by profession, but I do do a little bit of political arts work right now.
That's great. And this art show really has nothing to do with politics. So what do you think of this show?
Well, mostly I look at the creativity of the artists, and there's a lot of imaginations, and it just makes me happy looking at the good artworks. For example, I like this artworks here. It's made of paper, and this is the first time I saw anything made of paper, and it looks like a sculpture too. So really enjoy looking at it.
And what would you say to somebody who's thinking about coming to visit the art show but's never been here? What do you think is great about coming here?
Well, Torrance is a small city compared to LA, but the museum here, a lot of artworks here that are very, very nice. Torrance Museum is right now is considered one of the top 10 museums in the South Bay.
Well, you'll definitely want to come check out this show, and we're going to take a break right now, but when we come back, we're going to tell you all about what else is going on, kicking off 2015, including a look at the Amo Fashion Center, so stay with us.
You always made sure I brushed my teeth.
You told me that smart was cool.
You always told me to dream big.
To all of those parents who took the time to make raising their children their most important job, we'd like to say,
thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thanks, Mom and Dad.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
It takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
You just don't see the person's soul is like gone.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable.
Now is the moment. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A covenant that split the skies over Berlin. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A promise was made, a solemn oath that liberated Seoul, a sacred trust that defended Quezon, a pact that dug in Da Nang, a contract that weathered Tet. A promise was made, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, a bond that patrolled door to door in Fallujah, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans, a promise we all must keep. DAV fights for all veterans and their families so they get the health care, financial benefits, and support they earned. If you're a veteran who needs help or you'd like to help us keep the promise, visit DAV.org.
We're back from the break now, and I'm joined by Susan Hubert, who is the president of TAMA. Tell me about TAMA.
Well, TAMA stands for the Torrance Art Museum Advocates. We're a newly formed group, and our purpose is to support this museum, to bring contemporary art, to help the museum bring contemporary art to the South Bay and the people of the South Bay.
And why did you want to get so involved and start this group?
Oh, well, I came to the Art Museum for the first time a couple of years ago, and I was astonished by the quality and the bleeding edge of contemporary art that was happening here so quietly that I went out to the front desk and I said, well, where do I sign up? How do I join? And the receptionist looked at me a little bit bewildered. Said, well, we don't have joining, we don't have memberships. And my response was, well, how do you know who to invite to the openings? And they said anyone can come. So I did. And yet I felt that there needed to be some more personalization and some more support for this museum. The city needed to see that the people of the South Bay, not just Torrance, but the South Bay, were behind this, that cared about contemporary art. And it's a wonderful opportunity for people to come and see how artists are perceiving the world around them today.
And now, do you ever head over to the Armstrong Theater to watch any of those shows?
I have, yes, I have. Not recently, but I have. It's a very nice theater.
Well, they have a show coming up called Tie the Knots Landing Wedding, and it is actually a dinner show, and audience gets to participate, I believe. So we're going to head over to the Torrance Theater and catch a rehearsal so that maybe you'll want to go and check it out. I believe the show begins in March.
We keep doing it because the audience is so much fun. Other performances, even other dinner theaters that you may go to, the audience isn't interacting as much as they are here. When we put our planning together, we actually think of ways that we can specifically interact with the audience.
And will love you forever and always.
Nolene Acosta, her husband, and 2 kids are actors. The Acosta family has entertained through the interactive show in Torrance for nearly 4 years.
Last year we did a trailer park wedding, and it was quite successful. We had a lot of typical trailer park stereotypes in the event. This year we're doing sort of a soap opera theme where we're going to incorporate all the different soap operas. And mayhem and drama will pursue. It'll just be an outrageous, fun evening for everybody.
If you don't quickly respond to the vows here,
for us it's just an amazing workout because we do a lot of improv. We come up with things as we go, and every year it's something a little bit different.
Actors like Acosta love their craft.
Of course, wanted to do it ever since I was a little girl, and then packed my car up after college and moved out to LA to give it a whirl. And basically, I've just worked as much as I possibly can.
I think it's also a lot of fun just because you get to interact with the actors. I mean, they're in your face, they're sitting at your table, they're dancing with you on the dance floor. So it's just kind of fun to be a part of the action.
Not only fun for the audience, but also another chance for acting families like the Acostas to work together as they entertain.
A couple years ago, we did a video for the Goo Goo Dolls, and we got to be a family together, and it was almost like a montage of our beautiful lives.
This year's soap opera themed wedding and dinner is scheduled to take place behind me at the Toyota Meeting Hall, right across from the Armstrong Theater on Saturday, March 21st.
There's a much more collaborative feel here than there is other places. We start from the very ground where we have absolutely nothing, no story, no characters, nothing. And then we rehearse together and we put it all together piece by piece until we have something that people love to watch.
Dinner, dancing, and drama and mayhem. What more could you ask for? It's better than sitting at home on your couch eating TV dinners.
That show definitely looks unique and fun. You won't want to miss it on Saturday, March 21st at 6 p.m. And don't forget, it does include dinner. So make sure you get your tickets at www.torrancearts.org. And now I'm out on the patio here at the museum where some people are taking a break from the art show, and they have a no-host bar along with a DJ. Now they tell me they have about 5 openings a year. So you'll want to get on the list to make sure you don't miss a reception here. Now we're going to head over to the Del Amo Mall and find out what is going on there and what all the construction is for 2015. While you may not recognize Del Amo Fashion Center at the moment, by year-end, the new additions will be ready for shoppers.
We have some really exciting new stores that you should definitely come check out.
By spring, Frostbite's Crepes should be open in the outdoor pavilion near Old Navy. And by summer, Manichi Ramen will be joining the array of options at patio cafes. At the time of the interview, Sumo Salad was under construction with a scheduled opening for end of January. Matt Yuroditsky is co-master franchisor of the Australian-based eatery.
The guys at Simon Group, they're doing this $450 million renovation here at Del Amo Fashion Center. We were lucky enough to get a meeting and then lucky enough to get approved for a lease. And I mean, literally, it's been about 9 months since we started the lease and started construction. So it's been a very long process, but we're super excited to be part of the Simon Group family and not only to mention this huge renovation that'll be done in about a year.
Besides the dining options, Typo is the latest opening and one of the largest in the country, with all kinds of gifts and accessories, including some home decor.
We have our Phase 1 and Juniors Court that's been open, and we're super excited about all the stores we have here. Construction is progressing very nicely with the new 2-level mall that's coming. The brand new parking structure here at Del Amo Fashion Center has entrances leading straight into the new Nordstrom's, which is on time and scheduled to open in October of 2015.
Juniors Court is ready for customers with a brand new Skechers, including a permanent pop-up shop for performance shoes. You'll also find Finish Line and Nike Track Club, specializing in Nike gear not sold elsewhere. Stay tuned for more shops to be unveiled in the new 2-story portion of the mall.
Make sure to follow us on our Facebook page at Del Amo Fashion Center. We'll be gearing up to announce some new stores that'll be joining the lineup. So there's some really exciting things to be announcing along the way. So stay in touch.
Well, as you can see, there is so much going on over at the Del Amo Mall, and here tonight at the Torrance Art Museum, well, there are quite a lot of people here. And now I'm joined by Valerie, who's a volunteer and comes to a lot of these openings. Valerie, what do you think of tonight's opening?
Oh, this is incredible. This is great for Torrance. This is a show of painters, and it's all about romanticism tonight. So if there's an artist nearby, they should come in and really check out this show, because it's really great.
And you yourself are an artist.
Yes, I am.
So with an artist's eye, what do you think of this Sincerely Yours exhibit?
This is such a well-curated show. It's nice to see that our curator here, Max, is doing an incredible job putting together these shows. And I just enjoy seeing all the different styles and painting, methods and concepts here. There's actually quite a bit of different kind of coloring going on here. We've got the romantic period is what they're talking about, and there's quite a range. I mean, we've got the really primary colors and then really subdued, more Renaissance, romantic period that's shown. So it's a pretty good range of colors. It's beautiful.
Well, we hope that you've enjoyed our show here tonight on Spotlight Torrance, and we have loved being here at the Torrance Art Museum. You'll want to come check it out. This show runs through March 7th, so make sure you make some time to come out, and we hope you're enjoying 2015 in your city. Thanks for joining us. I'm Julie Chan.